you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hi, I'm Kenna Danielle, and you are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening and watching the Cindy Cochran Show on YouTube and Facebook, and you're listening to us on 106.1 and 104.5. Lucky dogs, you have so many places that you can listen and hear us. I gotta say, Halloween was great. The kids came out in droves and just took all the candy. They were just amazing. And they've got some pretty clever outfits. My granddaughter, who is gorgeous, she has long black hair, just beautiful. She went as Walter White from Breaking Bad. I couldn't believe it. She got one of those bald caps and she did the makeup, the beard, and the whole thing. And I went, what are you trying to do? You know, like it was horrible. But it was perfect. She looked perfect. Today's her birthday, and I have to say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Cindy. She's 16 years old. 16 years old. Yikes. And I think it's safe to say that it's not safe to say anymore that they're 16 years old. You have to just watch every single thing. Now, so your daughter is how old?
My daughter is 5. Well, fixing to turn 5. She turns 5 in a week and a half.
Okay.
So.
Well, enjoy every 10 years, the next 10 years of your life. Just enjoy it. That smooth radio voice is coming from my guest today, who is Cody Spence. And Cody Spence, you really should just be a baseball player, because that name, it just screams baseball. You should be one of the Astros. Cody Spence, coming up to bat. Here he is. Oh, did you play baseball?
I did play baseball, and I would absolutely agree, and I would take one of those contracts in a heartbeat.
That would be awesome. Well, and we're so excited. And tonight, there's no rain, right? Forecasted? Do you know?
I think it's supposed to be pretty clear. I think they were a little worried, but I think it is cleared and they're good to go. Good.
Because that was the only thing that was good about it is because we got to pay attention to the kids coming in. I told my son, we were at his house, and I said, we're not going to answer the door while they're playing. It's not going to play. They're not going to play. It's rained out. No playing. But I was just going to have a hard time getting up and going giving candy when you're watching the Astros. I'm like a diehard fan. I never watched baseball, football, or basketball until like the very last innings, quarter, whenever it is. That's what I would watch. And that was fun. But, man, the Astros just had me. They just had me. I love them.
They're very fun to watch. I've been a lifelong Astros fan since I could walk. My dad is a lifelong, huge Astros fan, diehard. And so I came about it naturally. But the last 5 or 6 years, they've been really, really fun to watch. And there is absolutely nothing in sports like playoff baseball, in my opinion. It's one of you hang on every pitch. It's just phenomenal to watch.
And you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Absolutely.
They're so silly. They just wait and wait till the very last minute to win it. And it's that's what they should be called.
And my poor family, they just, when the Astros are down, they usually just avoid the garage where I'm watching it, just because they know something might get thrown at the TV.
Oh, yes, we all, our family takes it very personally. My son is depressed for a week if they lose, and Sam's don't even talk to Sam, and that kind of thing it's really funny how you do get so involved in them, and you feel like you know all of them. If you saw them, you'd be going like, "Hey, it's so good to see," you'd be hugging them and everything, but you don't. Altuve, why is he so popular in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think he just is a good-hearted guy, and he has overcome the odds with his size,
Right.
and then just his overall story of being in Venezuela and being rejected several times by the Astros and just keep coming back, and then he like snuck into another scouting camp.
Oh, I didn't
and
know that. Oh.
Yep, and then I think the former GM Lunau, I think, ended up signing him. It's
I
something
know.
like that, but it's a really, really good story.
Dusty loves him. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, how can you not?
And it drives me crazy every time he comes up to bat. The first thing I say is, just 2 more steps closer to the plate. Come on. Altuve, what's wrong with you? Get up. And my husband's going, look, he's the best batter in the whole league. So he doesn't care.
Yeah, and recently out of his slump, thank goodness.
Yes, he's finally connecting with the bat. I'm so proud of him. So tonight will be very interesting. They had plenty of time to think about it. Do you think that's worse for them, or?
Yes. So generally, when a road team in a major playoff or championship series comes in, they want to split. So they want to at least go 1-1. Mm-hmm. And you would think it wouldn't matter which, but they would prefer to lose the first game and win the second, so they go home with the momentum. So now they had that momentum, they lost it, and then they have to go home. And so the Astros would have that momentum, but now that there's
Right.
another day into it, then they lose that momentum a little bit, on top of which one of the Phillies pitchers who was getting another day of rest is now going to be starting, who's still not as good as our pitcher, but Ranger Suarez.
Okay.
So
So the voice you've been hearing from Cody Spence, expert on the Astros, is actually the owner of All Star Catering. That was a really smooth transition, right? So Cody is here to talk about his business, and it's a family business. You know, there's not many family businesses that are passed on down to the second generation and third generation. And your mom and dad started this, right?
correct.
They
2005, my sophomore year of high school.
Oh, really? So you're going to school just around the corner at Willis High School, right?
I was.
Okay. So you didn't want to work there probably for a time because, you know, that's a family business. Y'all take care of it. I don't want to do that. Is that right?
Yeah, no, I think I worked the first little bit for free. And, you know, at the time, especially being a sophomore in high school, golf team, you know, trying to play baseball, it doesn't seem fair, and you just can't comprehend it. But now looking back on it and understanding things like financials and having to pay bills, and then now having my own family, like, I completely understand it, respect it, and appreciate it.
Well, I know parents are glad about that now. But were you a rebellious kid?
Kid or teenager?
Oh.
My mother's laughing right now. Kid, I'm
the
told I was
perfect
actually
child.
a pretty sweet kid.
Yes, of course.
Pretty relaxed for the most part. Then I got into, I think it came with the driver's license, honestly. And I wouldn't say rebellious as much as just a typical hot-headed teenage boy.
And your parents worry about you when you take off with the car?
They kept a pretty tight rein on where I was and what I went and did, which, again, that goes back to, upon reflection, like, I completely understood.
Now you get it, right?
Now I get it. And it's like, I'm just glad my phone could not be tracked. I love you, Mom and Dad, but I really am. And
That's
not that I went and did anything, like, malicious.
Yeah.
You know, you just didn't exactly go where you said you were going to go.
Right. I understand that. My son has a tracking on my phone now. So he'll say, so why are you going over to, how do you know I'm going to, because you're tracking you. And what are you doing tracking me? That's what, you know, my husband said, yeah, he'd like to have that same app. He hasn't gotten it yet. But I think that's, you know, just seeing how you were as a child, how you grew up, and what you were then, that you understand it now. You have a boy and a girl, perfect family, beautiful wife. You've got a good life, Cody. You better not mess it up. So,
You know, I'm trying not to. And thank goodness that my smoking hot wife keeps me
Yes.
out of trouble and keeps me from messing it up. She'll look at me. I think she looks at me about twice a day and goes, "You sure you want to do that?" And The answer is yeah, you're probably right.
See? Because I remember your Facebook pictures when y'all were engaged, when you got engaged and all that. It seems like that was just like yesterday. Now
that was
a full-blown family.
2014 when we got engaged, and then married in 2015, kids in 2017.
There you go. You're right on track. That's
right on track.
That's good. Okay, so now you're into the business. You started working for them. They were paying you at that point, so it became a lot easier for you to work in the business, right?
Right. So, it's always been told to us that when the family business is in need, it's your duty to come back and help. In lesser words, that's basically what it is. And so whenever I was in college, like, it didn't matter what was going on. Like, if they needed me, like, come home, time to work. And that's the way it was. And when I was at a decision point in time in my life where I had decided to go either to this school or this school, it was either I was going to go back to Texas State or I was going to go to Sam and finish off. My dad was having some health concerns, to which he was really going to need to take a look at retiring, and just for health reasons. And I felt it my duty to come home and help with the business. Mm-hmm. And in that, I fell in love with it. I didn't love it at first. I just did it because it was my duty to my family.
Right.
But once I moved home and I really got into the ins and outs of the company, I got into sales and management and learning really the ins and outs of the food business, I really fell in love with it. I fell in love with being in the community and helping the community and giving back. That part I really love. Drives my wife. She appreciates it, but sometimes she has to go, okay, you have too much on your plate. You need to back off a little bit.
That's right. So. That's right. Well, I think that someone with you're very aggressive about what you do and you get into and all that. But were you in college? What was your goal? What were you wanting to be if it wasn't the family business?
So, a couple different paths. The first one was originally I wanted to go be an FBI agent, and won't get into the story of why that wasn't going to work out, but it wasn't going to work out. And we'll go from there. If anybody wants to know, you have my name. Give me a call. I'll tell you.
No, you leave us hanging like that. Okay.
Oh yeah, got to give you a reason to invite me back.
Yes. Okay.
And so after that, I really wanted to be either some sort of meteorologist or like a storm chaser, like a meteorologist, and wanted to be a storm chaser from that. And found out once I really got into it that you had to be really good at math. And I am not.
Okay.
At all. It just completely escapes me, and I don't know why.
You need to be good at math.
To be the meteorologist.
Because of the...
Correct.
All of the direction, or the directions, the latitude, longitude, and all that. What would be the math part of it?
I think it's just the classes for the degree, the science classes and the math. Once I found that out, I ducked out pretty quick. It scared the dog out of me. Like I said, I never made a good grade in math up until my junior year of college, I think.
Well, I wonder how you'd have done with this green screen, because that's usually what kills everybody. Is they walk in there and they say the first thing they have to look at the screen. I'm looking at a green screen, and I don't see I'm having to look at a monitor and the green screen and trying to figure out where am I going to point and what.
Probably wouldn't have worked out because I am very easily distracted. It doesn't take much. It's just squirrel, and my attention is somewhere else.
See, that's good. And plus, your family makes these great dishes that you have, and you must have loved the reaction of people that would come in there and they loved y'all for doing that.
I have personally catered over 1,000 weddings. Our company has done many of thousands. And I have catered probably another 4,000 or 5,000 different type of events. And it never gets old.
I'm sure it's different. Every time it's different. What's your scope where y'all go? Of how far out do you cater?
That depends on how busy we are. So we keep it relatively close to Montgomery County, the east side and southeast side of Brazos County, Walker County, the northern side of Harris County, and
Oh my goodness.
yeah, for the most part, we keep it in that area. If it's slower times a year or the market is predicting a slower month or two, which we know based on talking to other vendors, like what a certain month, 6-8 months down the road is going to look like.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, we talk, and and it's usually pretty accurate. If that's the case, we'll stretch where we go, and it's just logistically it's easier to stay close because we're a traveling catering company. So
Yeah. I was looking at your YouTube videos, and you were on somebody's podcast, and it was Brian, and I don't know the guy's name that was doing the podcast, but y'all were all scrunched up on a couch.
I think that was Shrimp Tank Podcast.
That's right, Shrimp Tank.
Yes, for small business owners.
Right, that was so cute. I didn't know, is Brian still in the chamber?
No, so Brian left. Brian had some grandkids. His daughter was pregnant, and then I think got pregnant again. I'm not 100% sure. But ended up having grandkids, and he wanted to be, or his wife and him wanted to be closer to them. So he took a job in Granbury, closer to Fort Worth.
Oh my goodness.
Where he could be, within an hour of his grandkids. I mean, who wouldn't want to be? And,
right. I should have said Brian, who used to be president of the Chamber of Commerce.
Correct. So this is the former president of the Chamber of Commerce, and when he left, we were very blessed that the former president before Brian, Scott Harper, who did a phenomenal job before, expressed a lot of interest in wanting to come back. And we went through an entire hiring process with a team, and he ended up making the cut.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was by far and away the best candidate.
That's awesome. Well, tell him he has to come on the show. Brian
Absolutely.
used to come on my show. He was so funny. He was a funny guy. You don't expect him to be funny, but he starts talking and you got a really wit about you.
I love Brian. I think Scott's probably funnier.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I love Scott.
Well, this
Scott's,
is going to be.
Yeah,
this will be good. Then tell
Scott's
him
a
he's
good
got to
dude.
come on the show.
Absolutely.
So anyway, let's get back to the recipes. I want to know: is it your mom's recipes, your grandma's recipes, or whose recipes are y'all following?
Just in general? Mm-hmm. So it is a wide range. There's not a simple answer to that. So some are my mom's, some are old family recipes, especially when you get into the casseroles and the side dishes and things. Mm-hmm. Those are old family recipes. Some are my dad's. Some were developed by our culinary team when the company first started. Some, we have clients that come to us and be like, hey, this is something that I really like to eat at this restaurant. Can y'all make it? And, we tell them, we can make it. We're going to put our own spin on it.
Right.
And then just our culinary team is always trying to develop something. But we have such a good menu that it's really hard to change. We add something, and if something is trending to not selling over the next couple of years, we'll remove it, but we'll keep it in the arsenal. So,
but you don't do it seemed like you were just doing casseroles, when we first met you. Y'all were doing that was your mainstay, was casseroles.
So we had a really successful program called Dinner Tonight. They're take-home casseroles,
right,
and they're 9-inch round pans. And it was very, very popular, but it just got to the point where we were so busy with all the other events just in our growing community that it was either we had to stop taking very, very profitable events, or we had to stop doing the Dinner Tonight.
Oh, man.
And it didn't come easy, the decision,
I bet.
But it was the right business decision. And then once COVID happened and people weren't going out to eat anymore, I mean, the first day after everything kind of shut down, we started getting everything fired up again.
Okay, you mean are you doing the dinner?
And now we do it. We do it at a lesser scale, and when we sell out, we sell out. But it's we sell out every week, and it's very, very popular.
But those women that go like, I don't want to cook tonight, and I can just drive by and get a great casserole, bring it home.
Right. So
they would be mad if you stopped doing that.
Right, and it's we'll see, but it's getting to a point where when you go out to eat, it's gotten so expensive.
Oh my word!
And
yes,
just with our growing community traffic, the bonds, the road bond has taken effect, and construction is happening, but our community is growing at such a rate where traffic is very, very heavy to get from work to the store to home, make dinner. I mean, you can come in, you can buy a casserole for $20. You can open a can of something, cut the ends off some asparagus, throw them in the oven, 400, 6 minutes, a little salt and pepper, and you can have yourself like a King Ranch, some corn, and an asparagus. Those three things don't necessarily go together, but I'm just using it for an example off the top of my head. And you can have yourself a $23 meal for 4 people. Or you can go to Jason's Deli and eat, and for a family of 4, it's going to be $45, $50.
Oh, that's right. Oh boy.
Or you can spend an hour cooking dinner. At home.
Well, no, that's perfect, because I think that you brought over when you came on the show before. Let's see, you brought over was it the King? Oh, that you wouldn't have brought something that expensive over, but you
King
brought
Ranch?
us, King Ranch.
I think one time I did bring y'all King Ranch, and one time I think I brought y'all chicken cordon bleu casserole.
I know it was something with chicken, but you did a dessert as well. What is your desserts?
I think. See, I brought a banana pudding. I think I brought a chocolate chocolate Oreo pudding, and I think I brought a brownie extreme one time.
Well, your banana pudding was just amazing.
No, it was a Rocky Road brownie. That's what it was.
You did.
We do the banana pudding, yes.
But you do still do that, right? You still do the banana pudding, right?
100%.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, I kind of interrupted you there.
That's okay. That's okay. Everybody does. But the Rocky Road, how can you do Rocky Road dessert? I mean, do you do it with
marshmallows, nuts, a little chocolate and caramel drizzle,
and that's it?
That's it with some brownie.
Okay. Oh, you do it over a brownie.
It's a Rocky Road brownie.
Rocky Road brownie. That's why you call it brownie. Okay. Yeah. Well, not to get too technical, but no, I want people to understand, what you have. Where can they go to look at the menu?
So they can go to our website, www.cateringbyallstar.com.
Oh, it's Catering by All Star?
That's our website and our social media tags. The company is actually All Star Catering Company.
Okay.
And we did the social media tags to match the website. Somebody wanted way too much money for allstarcatering.com.
Oh, somebody already had it then. Okay.
Some random person bought the ID. But you can also go to our social media to get our dinner tonight menus every week. The menus are released every Friday, and you can call and reserve for the next week, so that you make sure you get one before it sells out.
So you change up? You change up
every week.
Okay.
Yep. We have a rotating menu.
Okay. Yep. All right. So on Thursdays,
based on popularity is how often we'll do it. Something like a King Ranch or lasagna we'll do every 3 to 4 weeks. Something like a chicken cordon bleu casserole we'll do like every 6 to 8.
What's your most popular?
Man, that's tough. Lasagna is always very popular. King Ranch is always very popular. Chicken poblano casserole, which is one of my top 3 favorites.
Chicken poblano?
Yes, with a poblano cream sauce.
What is poblano? What is
a poblano pepper?
Ah, okay. Is it spicy?
No. It has a little zing to it, but not enough to matter.
Okay.
More for flavor.
Well, is your wife a good cook?
She's a good cook.
Okay. All right. That must be intimidating, right? She came in to try and cook for somebody that's what you do for a living.
Yeah, it can be intimidating. But I do try and encourage her as much as I can, for sure.
Because you don't want to cook it.
Well, no, just because it's something that I enjoy, and it's something I know she wants to do, and so I definitely encourage her to. But, also I'm 33, fixing to turn 34. She's 29, and we have 2 kids, a company. One of our kids is in tumbling. He's like, we are go from the second our feet hit the floor, which anybody, young family, can understand.
Right.
And so it's for us to be able to go home and cook and actually take our time cooking. Like at this point in time, it's tough. I mean, we're one of our own best customers.
I was going to say, you must take some home with you.
Absolutely.
Yes, that would be the thing to do. But so you're not busy enough with that. You decide to be the president of the board of.
The chairman of the board for the Conroe Lake Conroe
Chairman
Chamber
of the board of the
Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, okay. All right, they're coming in. You know Armando? Armando that puts together events for the Lake Conroe? Okay.
I have met him a couple times. I don't know him personally, but I have met him. Nice guy.
And have you ever met his sidekick, Huffy?
Huffy. Yeah.
Huffy.
Huffy, the big guy?
He's
great.
What I was walking out the door. They come in right after us. They come in and record a show. And I was walking out the door, and Armando said, "Say, Cindy, man, you had Bob Smiley on your show? You know him?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "I listen to him all the time. Man, how did you get him?" And I said, I turned around, and Harvey walked in, and he looked like Dwayne Johnson. And I went, "You worried about Bob Smiley, and you got Dwayne Johnson here?" And he's like, "Not Dwayne Johnson, but he looks so much like him. Has the tattoos and
especially from the back.
Oh my word! So that's what. Well, just seeing him from the front, he had those glasses on and stuff. He looks so Hollywood. Anyway, so they were talking about Lake Conroe and the events that they put on for that, for them. And so you've only met him a couple of times? Okay.
I've only met him a couple times.
Okay.
I think they're more out towards like the Walden area.
Well, Hoffy does more of the Walden,
Yeah.
and I think Armando does the Lake Conroe. I don't know. Anyway, they put on events all the time. And they are over their social media.
They're busy guys.
Up, yes. Yeah, they're really
guys.
very busy guys. But anyway, if you had all that stuff going on and you decide to take over that, what do you do? What is your power? What
So
can you do?
I just basically run meetings.
You run meetings?
I run the board meeting and the executive board meeting, and that's about it. That's probably a nice way to put it. But so I took this on. I was asked, coincidentally, when the day my son was born. We were in the hospital, and the former president, Brian, called me. He said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And he caught me on a good day. And I always said I would never do it. But I said yes because it was an opportunity for me to give back to an organization that has given me a lot. 3 of our longest and best clients have come from chamber contacts. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't even include the hundreds of other contacts and clients that in relationships we've developed over the years from the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, that's what they're all about.
Right.
The connections.
Right. And so I'm also part of the Lions Club and then the Willis Education Foundation as well. So, and those are all 3 organizations. I went to Willis, so I wanted to give back to Willis in some way. And I grew up with a little kid going out to the fairgrounds and the skeet shoots with my dad as a Lion. That's another organization we built our company on. So those 3 organizations I like to give back to as much as I possibly can because all 3 give so much to the community and to me. But being the chairman was my opportunity to serve the people that have been serving me. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, how much has it grown in the last 5 years?
The Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber?
Yeah. So
it has grown financially quite a bit. The membership took a little bit of a dive. Dive's the wrong word. Took a little bit of a downturn. Mm-hmm. During the pandemic, people were very unsure. And we completely understood, no questions asked. And then once we really came out of this and it was looking like a lot of businesses were going to be okay,
right.
It has since, that was one of our big things this year, is we really wanted to reevaluate the membership and give more benefits and more return on investment to our members.
So the members pay a fee? Is it just
So there's different levels of memberships that you can pay.
Okay.
Correct. Starting at $500 for the year for a basic entry level membership.
Okay, so that would be them being able to connect with all these other businesses and or anybody else that they need to connect to that would help put their business up.
There is a lot of benefits that come with even just the basic membership. And I encourage anybody to go online to the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber website, and there is a laundry list of benefits that you get with your membership. Please look, it is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what I tell everybody who asks about being in the chamber. Come to an event once a month. You will get something out of it. You will make a contact. You don't know when you're going to make the right contact. It can be 6 months down the road. It can be a year and a half, but that one contact can save your business. Like the 2 or 3 contacts I made saved my business during the pandemic.
Oh, really?
It kept me in business.
Wow, that's good. I think the chamber I think it's a great thing. I went and spoke there when we were doing the show at the other studio, and met so many people. It was like, like they just said, "Well, I didn't know you had a show. I didn't know you showed," and that was it was perfect. But I didn't join because it was it was too expensive for me. For me, it was too expensive because I don't have a
I understand.
company or anything like that. So I'm just doing a talk show and trying to elevate everybody else. So what I was doing there was to tell them about what we do, and then talk to them about if they wanted to come on the show. And so I said, do I have to join to have people come on the show? And they said, no, we'll let them know that they can, if they want to publicize their business.
Right. So, and for a small business, especially one starting up, I mean,
Right.
like Jersey Mike's, it opened right there on the North Loop, right by the Starbucks, North Loop and 45.
Yeah.
I mean, they joined the chamber not too long ago, and they have already recouped their investment into the chamber just from lunches at the chamber, like the
right.
chamber ordering lunches.
Oh, that's
I mean, so
perfect.
they've already recouped their investment like that. I mean, within 3 months or so.
That's great. I haven't eaten there yet. I wanted to eat there. Their
Man.
subs are great.
Oh yeah, they're great. The Italian Mike's Way with the vinegar and the oil. It's the only way to go.
I love that. Yeah.
Yep.
So Subway, watch out. Is Subway part of the chamber?
I think there is still one. During the pandemic, a lot of the chains dropped those, but I can't speak for 100%, honestly,
Okay.
one way or the other.
Okay. And so y'all give, do you have seminars for people that are just getting in the business and about business?
So we have professional business development, and there are a couple different things a month that you can go to for that. They have a professional business development book club. They have meetings. So yes, to answer your question, yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And all that you can find on the calendar on the chamber website.
Well, if you just start a business, you want to start a business, and you have an idea to start a business, and could you come to the chamber, and you pay your dues, and you'll find out the best way to do it instead of just trying. I can do this by myself. I don't need a chamber or anything.
I mean, you can find any contact that you need through the chamber. You can put up job listings with your membership. You can put all your information up at the chamber office. You can utilize some of their resources that they have there, which again are on that list. And if you're starting up a business, the resources that organization can provide are incredible.
Mm-hmm. Well, Richard Shishler, Dad.
Papa
dad,
S?
Yes, Papa S. His show is all about business and
The Weekly Business Hour.
Yes, the Weekly Business Hour.
I've been on that one before.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you have. They're popular on there. And that's on every... Richard Shishler's show is on... Can you help me out here? Mondays at 11 on Channel 12?
On Lone Star.
Okay, are they on... But is he on Channel 12?
Channel 12 is...
It's on Sudden... Well, it used to be Suddenlink Optimum now. I don't know why they changed that.
If you've ever dealt with the customer service at Southern Lake, you'd understand.
Well, I do understand that. If these guys will answer the phone, that's okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
But anyway, that he has a great show, and he's so good about all of that.
The best voice.
Yes, doesn't he?
I could listen to your dad read the back of a shampoo bottle, my man.
I know it, and Richard's so much like him. Richard just puts up with me. I mean, it's so sweet that he let me come on the air. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why he did, because he knows I don't do exactly what he wants me to do for the shows and do the pie chart and all that. He has it all lined out, and he's done this but I'm so old to do anything that this kid says to do. It's hard to follow his instructions, although they're great, they're wonderful. But I have a lot of fun with Richard. Richard's great.
Yeah,
he
both of them are good.
He loves.
I love this guy over here. One of my favorite people on earth.
I mean, do you ever feel like you don't know what he's thinking and you're wondering?
No, he wears it on his face pretty well.
Yes. And when I'm talking, he usually is. I know he's not listening to me. He's just watching. He's going through different stuff on the internet. But sometimes I'll have a guess that he might be interested in something they're doing. I wanted to get the guy who runs the GameStop, the one that's on 336, at the end of 336, right there where you turn off 45.
On the North Loop?
I don't know North Loop. I don't know. What are you talking about? 45 going north.
Uh-huh.
But he's bringing the mic close to his mouth.
At 105?
Yeah.
By Target?
No, 336.
I think she's talking about the one by Kroger.
Yeah, it's across the street from Kroger.
Hobby Lobby? Right by Hobby
On
Lobby?
that, yes, and he's on the anchor, like
Starson
right there.
McGrill.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So anyway, I've been trying to get him forever to come on the show, because that's the only time I think that Richard will pay attention, is all the stuff and all the things that he can talk about, games and stuff. Because he loves games. You still love games, don't you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and I thought,
dabble.
I'm sure he also likes beer and whiskey.
I like all those things. I like food.
you like food. Yeah. He likes food. I've learned how to make him so sweet to me is I bring him a Subway sandwich every.
I should have brought him some candy bacon. That's what I should have done.
Well, I was hoping that you would, because I didn't bring him a sandwich today. So
our kitchen was hopping today. There was no way.
There's no way you
There
could.
was no way.
Okay.
Even I don't have that much pull.
Oh, okay. Great. So sorry. And look at me. I'll bring you a sandwich tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
And then he's kind. No, but anyway, if you happen to get someone like me come by and stop by your store in Willis, is that where you tell people come by? You've got the open sign, and is that a taste testing thing that you can do there as well? I'm wondering about that. I thought I saw a taste testing.
So there was a tasting that was happening. Those are for weddings. So bridal tasting. So
shoot. So you can't taste the different casseroles, so you decide which one you want? No?
Yep. So you just got to roll the dice on which one you
roll
want.
It. Great.
Now, if you are purchasing a really, really, really large order, I will. I'll bring you in for a tasting.
Okay.
But those are for weddings. Weddings are our main source of business, and to get a competitive edge, we offer complimentary tastings 2 days a week.
Well, what are the brides tasting? The cake and the.
No, so we don't really dabble in cake at all whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
So they are trying their main entrees, appetizers, and then if they want something like a late night snack or something like that, they try those as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your shrimp, that big shrimp thing that you had, shrimp bar it was on your.
Oh, so that was a
Do you still have it?
Shrimp slide. It was like, you talking about the ice slide?
Yes.
With the shrimp? Yeah.
Yes. And so y'all do that?
Yeah, we have a vendor that does ice sculptures for us
and you provide the shrimp.
Yes.
And you do the shrimp. Are they deveined?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Richard, you have to ask these questions.
That's the important stuff that people want to know.
You should just go to Taste Fest.
What?
You should just go to Taste Fest. The chamber puts it on once a year.
Oh, I've been to.
Yeah, this
I've
past
been
year.
to those. Do you do those?
Oh yeah, this
Okay.
past year we did our presidential sliders.
That's good.
That have the spicy mayo with the candied bacon and melted cheese on
Oh,
it.
the candied bacon.
And
Oh,
then we
my
did the candied
goodness.
bacon. Then we did the rum glazed donut balls, or the flaming donut bar is what we call it.
Oh man. Oh my. All just y'all calm down. Calm down. We're not going to do that. But the bacon, that candied bacon was amazing. That's the first time I'd ever tasted that one. Was that one time we went out there? Are you still doing live coverage?
I think this year we just did recordings, but hopefully next year we'll get everything done with the live feeds, and
Yes.
we can do a lot more on-site stuff.
Would you let me interview some people?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can't eat while interviewing, Cindy.
Oh, well.
Because knowing you just be sitting there chomping away. It's like, Cody Spence.
It's so
This
good.
candied bacon's so good.
The food is so good.
It was
Great.
so awesome to have Taste Fest back, man. I missed that for a couple
Oh.
of years. It just, but we changed it from the original format because being in the food business, I knew what a lot of the restaurant and other food providers were going through. You know, the same thing everybody else is going through as far as staffing goes.
Right.
But in my opinion, and I'm probably biased, it was on a larger scale. Restaurant owners are really struggling to keep any sort of staff, and you know the food business is a small enough profit margin as it is, and having to pay people way over what's budgeted is it was killing people. And so a lot of places we didn't think we're going to be able to either have the time, manpower, or funds to go out on site at a singular location and put on a show for
Right.
4 hours. So we did a hybrid where it was a passport where, you know, each of these restaurants were offering something. And you went and like, hey, I have this I purchased this passport from the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, and you know, like the Red Brick Tavern, one of my favorite places, they had like a specialty
Yes.
pretzel and some of the meatloaf to sample, like, you know, at no charge. And then, you know, you're obviously there to spend money, so you
Right.
get an entree and a drink and that
Smart.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then for those people like me that don't have a place where you can go and sit down and order food and drink, then we had a launch event.
They were there.
Yes, they were there, and they were providing some really good food.
Moshock's was there. The meat
What
market.
a sign.
And I grabbed a cool. You can show people it.
The
Cool bumper sticker I got. Where's your cool bumper sticker, All Star Catering?
I don't have a cool bumper sticker. I'm gonna have to get on that. I'm gonna have to get with the marketing
Covering it.
department.
You're not showing anybody anything.
What?
Here, let me see it. There you go. Everybody see it? All right. That's what I'm talking about. You're welcome, Mike.
So,
And so for people like me and Mike that don't have a place where you can go in and
Right.
eat, they had a launch event. And that is kind of like the original format of the original Taste Fest on a little bit smaller scale.
well,
It was still good.
Oh, it
That
was
was
so much
sick.
fun.
that sounds like I would like any of them because I just love food. But I think when that one that I went to, the one that you were out there, that was so much fun. And if you guys haven't been to the taste, when does that happen? When
I
is
want to
it?
say it's like the first quarter of the year.
I
Right?
think it's the beginning of the second quarter.
Second-
So
yeah, it's like
April.
Yeah.
April.
We're looking at possibly moving it again, but we're not 100% sure. So that's definitely not official.
So
but
you're on
any
the board of
updates-
that? Are you on the board of that? Are you on
The Taste Fest, the
group?
committee?
Yeah.
I am, but you can only make it to so many committee meetings.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically, yes.
Okay.
But that's not official. You can get any updates on the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber website on the calendar.
Okay. Because that, yeah. Oh, that'll be fun.
And that's usually a public event, right? Is the one.
That is a public
So
event.
you don't have to be a chamber member to
No,
attend
you do
Taste
not.
Fest. You can buy a passport. You can go
Correct.
on the launch day.
Absolutely.
All that kind of stuff. I think when you purchased your passport, does that include a ticket to to the launch or whatever?
Oh, I have slept since then. I think so, but I am not
I don't
100%
really remember.
sure. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure.
How much were the tickets?
The passports, I think, if you bought them in the pre-sale, they were like 20, or for chamber members, they were $25. For the general public, they were 40.
40?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got our money worth.
Yeah, I think y'all had over 25 restaurants participating in the passport
Right.
itself, and then
I mean, we went out to Crust Pizza, me and the family, and they were giving us small pizza away, like with the passport. So it's like, I mean, we went out there with the kids and ate, and it was like $20. And like Candace got a pizza, I got a pizza, the kids got a pizza, and me and Candace we each got a margarita, and the kids got a lemonade or something like that. It was like $22
Wait, the New Crust Pizza?
on the Lake Conroe.
Oh, in Lake Conroe.
Yeah, not the
Well, I
one in
didn't know
Willis.
that-
The
yeah.
one in Willis isn't open yet.
Yeah.
where's that?
At the Water Point Marina.
Oh, okay.
But they're going to have one at the new HEB, right near the new HEB.
Yeah,
They've got,
my wife cannot wait.
I'm telling you. I'm going to go to the sneak peek tonight. It's 5 to 7.
Are you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got an invitation. I don't know if
Well, now that my wife, she's watching, she's going to be like, hey, guess what we're doing tonight?
That's right. You got to call. So who do you call?
Ghostbusters.
Shay Rodriguez. That's
It's
the.
a closed event though, Cindy. You can't just say, "Hey, tonight there's a sneak peek."
No, he. I was going to tell him how he could try and ask for an
They're
invitation.
not opening today.
No, they're not
Just
open.
making sure people don't.
Do
know.
not
Yeah.
come.
Yeah. But when she told me about it, I was like, "That is going to confuse everybody if you talk about this because they're opening tomorrow, I believe."
Yeah.
The second.
Yes, the second. Today's the
Oh, that's HEB.
first.
Yeah, HEB.
Yeah, HEB. I thought we were
But
talking about
tonight's
Crust.
Tonight's like a closed event for
I thought we were talking about
local
Crust.
people.
Never mind. My wife got excited for nothing.
Oh no! I know I can't wait for that to open. I like Mod Pizza, and he said, I said, you got 2 pizza places like right next door to each other, and he said, well, I don't have anything to do with putting the people in those those stores, the anchors, and so but Crust Pizza I'd never heard of, so it's good.
Oh, it's great. And it's a completely different experience. And my wife loves the Mod Pizza salads.
Oh man!
Oh, she loves those salads.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, it's a completely different dining experience, though.
Well, do you sit down and order the pizza, or do you go through and?
I mean,
tell
you
them
order
what
you
want?
order it at the counter at Crust, and I mean margaritas, wine. Some locations have gelato, some don't. I don't know if this Willis one is going to or not. And Mod Pizza is kind of like, in the best way possible. I mean this in the best way possible, like a Subway of pizzas. Like you make it as you go,
Right.
down the line.
I
And
like
so
that.
I'd say that like y'all don't know that, but
I think I've been there. I don't know.
but yeah, it's just a completely different
You would love
culinary
it.
experience.
I like Joe's Pizza.
You like Joe's Pizza?
Joe's Italian? Oh yeah, I like
I'm
Joe's.
trying
I like,
to get Joe to. Joe's. There's a Joe, right? There's really a Joe.
Yeah, Joe Halidi.
And he, okay. Well, I keep going and say, is Joe here?
And you can buy the dough there too.
He's a busy guy though.
By the dough.
Yeah, he sells the pizza dough.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Joe's Italian. I love Vero's
Oh, Vero's.
pizza too. It's very
Oh,
good.
that guy's great.
Yeah,
He's.
yeah, they're great.
But Joe's has been there so long and is such a staple of Conroe. And I wanted him to come in and talk about it, but he's never there anymore. You know what he did one time?
It's probably because he's in the mafia.
No.
I mean, you have to be. Don't you have to be in the mafia to own a pizza joint?
I'm pretty
or
sure.
Italian joint?
90%
As a
sure.
front?
it's-
Not verified,
use it
but
as a front.
90% sure.
Well,
That's
I have a
terrible.
question for Cody about All Star Catering.
Yeah, what's up?
I know, like when you're having a wedding, do you do kind of a set menu, or do you do like literally catering to what they are wanting? Or you kind of work around, like say I want I want New York style hot dog vendor and all that kind of stuff, or I want tacos, or is that something that you listen to people and you're like, oh, maybe we could do that?
Yeah, so we do have a very set menu as
Yeah.
far as just to make it easy for people and things that we keep in house regularly. And 98% of people come in going, where's your menu? And I'm going to pick something off of
Yeah.
that. Now, if somebody comes in and they want something, like we had a bride come in, they wanted a hanging pretzel bar for their appetizers.
Hanging pretzel bar.
So
Oh, wow.
I built a hanging pretzel bar stand, and we developed that on our menu, and now it's officially coming out on our 2023 menu. But it'll be a permanent fixture. And then we have some people that like, hey, we want street tacos at our wedding. We keep that recipe breakdown and pricing in our computer, but it won't be on our menu.
Yeah, because weddings are so creative these days, and or
Right.
events themselves. So I always thought it's like people just don't want the standard of steak, chicken, or fish. It's like no, I want because I've been to several weddings that he's catered, and like one wedding was really great because it had stations for like I want to say finger foods, but it wasn't finger foods. Like you did, not everyone gathered around one place to get food. There was like just stations, different
Right.
styles of food.
Right.
So you weren't always waiting in line for 20 minutes. It was like, oh, hey, I can go over here, eat a little bit, go over there, eat a little bit. It was I've been to ones that you have had like set menu.
Yeah,
where
now
you get a plate with all your food and there you go, eat that.
right now we do have like stations on our menu that people can pick from, but some of our best menu items have come from people requesting things. And us having to develop it, So for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, back to that, we did their Athena luncheon, and they wanted something Greek. We don't have anything Greek on our menu, so we had to develop a Greek menu specifically for that event. And that dish, I mean, it went over so well that
That's cool.
We're really considering putting it on our menu. We have to make sure that we're not in food. You want to cross things on menu, like so that you're using one thing on multiple dishes. Just helps keep your food costs down, and we want to make sure that we're not just buying things only for that dish. So it's still in the works, but we're trying.
Yeah, Cindy likes spaghetti meatballs in a plastic sack.
Just getting ready to say, could I bring you my spaghetti dish that it's
but it has
bacon?
to be in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
It's bacon. I make it with bacon grease because the recipe came from when out of the Depression, and people use lard and make to make the spaghetti, and so it's just so delicious. Except when Don Nelson was over at my house. You remember Don Nelson from?
Yeah.
He was over at my house, and I said, Don, you got to taste this spaghetti. He said, I'm Italian, right? And I went, yeah. He says, okay, all right, I'll taste it. So he took a bite of it, and he spit it so far out, it hit the refrigerator, and I said, wait, he said, that's the worst thing, the most disgusting thing. What in the world did you have in there? And I said, it's bacon. It's just bacon grease and tomatoes. And he said, I hope I can get that taste out of my mouth. It was, he hated it. He just hated it.
I mean, technically, I would think the bacon would go better more with a cream sauce, be more of a carbonara. But that's just off the top of my head. That's just what I'm thinking. But yeah, no, I mean, bring it in. I'll try it. I'll try anything.
You have to have a certain look on your face, though. Once you take, okay, no. That's Cindy. That's great.
First married meal. That kind of look.
Yeah.
Or so you can spit it further.
See who can
Don
spit it
Nelson.
further.
Right.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left in this show. I loved having you over, and I
Glad I
missed
ran
you.
into
My
you.
goodness. Yeah, I ran into him at Kroger, H-E-B. I ran him at Kroger, and so it was so much fun. And you, with the chamber and all the stuff, if you have stuff that you want to promote, and you got some new dishes coming out, come by, show them to us. We'll eat them. We'll look at you and say, hey, that's good. It's look good. Come on.
So I'll put you on the very extensive and long list of people willing to try new dishes at our office. You can find us at cateringbyallstar.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Catering by All Star. We're also on Twitter, and we're located in Willis off North Danville Street. If you're interested in anything with the chamber, definitely reach out. There are people that work at the chamber that can answer these questions a lot more professionally and much more better than me.
And if you have anybody at the chamber that's looking to sponsor a radio show, be sure and tell them about the Cindy Cochran Show.
Absolutely.
Because we'll certainly take that sponsorship just as quick as we could.
Absolutely. And so any questions on the chamber, definitely go to Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
He went right back into his spiel.
And it's not a speech. It's not rehearsed. And And then, that's it.
No, if you want dinner tonight, they're doing that kind of thing.
So we do have our Thanksgiving sides and desserts menu
Yes.
out on our Facebook. Go look at it.
Yes.
We're taking orders until the, I think, third week in November, and then we'll cut.
That's when you cut.
Orders.
Okay.
Yep.
Man.
And we will only take a certain amount.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Cody.
Thanks for having me.
And
I appreciate it. We'll have to do it again soon.
All right. Okay. See you, Kroger. All right. Listen, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. And tomorrow we have Gail Matthews. She's over the ministry of women in Bamel Road Church of Christ. And I can't wait to talk to her. She's an amazing speaker. Eek. All right. Anyway, first responders, we love you so much, but God loves you more. And hopefully God will be over the Astros tonight. No. Okay, no, that's probably not a good thing to ask. But anyway, we hope the Astros do well tonight. So go Stros, and I love you. Bye, bye, bye.